So what a dimension is, you mentioned it, it's kind of like housing. It's not housing exactly. Other MMOs go, hey, here's a plot of land, you can have your ranch-style house, or your duplex, or your McMansion, right? We're really not doing that. What we're doing is we're taking all of the interesting areas of our game world and allowing players to own it. So there are places in the world like Fane's Retreat, which is the example we're showing here. Fane's Retreat is actually a quest hub in the world. It's an oasis in the middle of Shimmer Sand. It's a really neat area because you can have your own personal, it has your own little personal hut up there, it has your own little oasis. And it was an area, one of the examples of areas that players really want out of the world. So what we're doing is taking some of the most popular locations. It's like owning your own Eiffel Tower in Paris, right? You're like, hey, it's the Eiffel Tower. I really wish I could have one of these of my own. And we allow players to get these and customize them. Now, Alice is kind of going through and doing the basic customization. So you can see she's dropped a couple of books on her table. She took this little, I think it was like a thing of anchovies or something, and shrunk it down and made like a little anchovy shot out of it or something. But you can see you have full control over whatever you want to do. You can scale, rotate, you can make things float in the air, honestly. It's all about going, hey, is this what you want to do with your own dimension? Go ahead and do it. In fact, you can do things like, why don't you show them the treehouse, Alice? You can see over in this corner here, she's built this tree house, right? The tree she's placed, all of the planks and wood, board, she's done whatever she's wanted. She's taken all of the objects and built herself a tree house. This is a very early alpha build. We literally just got this working about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so you're only seeing a small fraction of the objects that you can put down. You can put down, more traditional things like tables and chairs. You can put down flora and fauna. We have what we call building blocks. People have control over all the light sources. So Alice just put down this lamp. It will dynamically light the scene, so people can choose by what lights they put down, how they want things lit. It's really a super flexible and super powerful system.
Are you going to be able to invite other players into Dimension?
Most definitely. So, Dimensions is a social aspect. So, there are the people that just want to build their own personal shrine. It's mine, it's my precious. But at the same time, you can invite your friends in, you can invite your guildmates in, you have full permissions over it, you can make it a completely public instance. We're working on pieces of gameplay that will help support public play. Things like special achievements. I've had 1,000 people visit my dimension.
Nice.
Things like we may not have this at launch, but we may have it shortly thereafter. Rating different dimensions, dimension of the week, that type of stuff as well. We are also allowing guilds to own dimensions. So as a player, you can have your own personal dimension. You can get Fane's Retreat or one of the other locations in the world and set that up as your own personal dimension, but your guild can own one as well. And the guild dimensions are different areas of the world. They're much larger areas. They're built for large-sized guilds. They're things like the Manufacturum out of Meridian or the Golem Foundry, which is actually a dungeon I'll show you later. The other awesome thing about Dimensions that Alice just showed is the fact that it is fully hooked into our scripting system. Our designers are making a whole bunch of special things for players, like the Cloud Seeker here, which when you place it down, turns the sky dark with thunderclouds and it starts raining. It's a very simple scripted event. They're working on a variety of other things too, like dropping a bar down, which spawns a bartender who serves out drinks to your friends. Being able to do things like you want to have a birthday party, you can get the birthday party decorations and the cake, and it'll trigger this whole big birthday event as well. We really want to be able to take a thing like our wedding dimension, allow players to completely customize it, drop it in, and have the whole event run themselves. Here's another example. She changed the sky up to be our conquest sky as well. So yeah, Dimensions, super powerful tool, existing areas of the game, lots of flexibility, tons of dimensions to collect, hundreds of items that you can place in them, full customization, whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Are you going to put in systems such as trophies with it? So like if you've killed something in, say, ID, you'll be able to then show it off in your dimension?
Well, yeah, so that comes back to the types of objects that you can place. So obviously we have all of these things that you see in the world. We'll have hooked into things like achievements. You might get special things out of achievements. You may be able to craft certain things. You might collect things, repeating quests. Trophies off of boss monsters. Those are all things that we're working on. We may not have as many trophy objects like you say when we launch, because a lot of that stuff is custom. But as we add more encounters, we'll be doing things. So we've talked about things like, for example, I defeat Greenscale, right? Potentially getting Greenscale's head, being able to put it out as a trophy object. or doing something a little more interesting. Like, for example, you beat the Greenscale, so now you get Greenscale's lair as your own personal dimension. Right? So since we're taking other areas of the world, we're taking the exact areas of the world, we can do that. So we can take that really cool Malforge's room in Infernal Dawn, and you know what? Your guild beat Malforge, you have unlocked the guild dimension Malforge's lair. And so now your guild dimension could be Malforge's lair. Those are the types of things, the type of flexibility that using existing game world and giving people a slice of Talara allows us to do.
So you basically, if you unlock several dimensions, you can pick one to be your default one?
Yeah, so right now we are allowing people to have one dimension active at a time. They can collect as many as they want. That may very well change as we play. Obviously, as players play and collect, they call out maybe I want 10 dimensions, and we'll see what we can do to unlock it.
And the entry point for getting a dimension, is there like a credit requirement or level requirement?
Honestly, right now, we have just gotten the dimension system in. We're trying to make sure that placing things are fun and interesting and everything else. We really haven't spent a lot of time with our players testing exactly how they get them out. Obviously, you do need the expansion to be able to use dimensions. You can visit a dimension if you're not an expansion player, but you can't edit a dimension. You can't own a dimension. Whether or not you have to be a level 50 plus player or a level 1 player, we really haven't decided on that yet. What we want to do is make it as accessible as possible for people.
Thank you.
Are you making a little line pyramid there?